If you're over 60 and you drink coffee every morning, there's something you need to know before your next sip. It may not be the coffee itself causing trouble. It may be when you drink it, how you drink it, and what you pair it with. And for some older adults, that one daily habit may quietly push blood sugar higher without them even realizing it.
I'm Dr. Sam Thompson. I'm 72 years old, and after 35 years working in geriatrics, I can tell you this with a straight face. Some of the health problems that worry older adults most don't begin with dramatic symptoms. They begin with quiet little habits that seem harmless. One of those habits is morning coffee. Now, I'm not here to scare you away from coffee. Truth be told, I still enjoy a cup myself. These days, I spend more time in my garden than in a clinic, and there's something mighty comforting about holding a warm mug while the sun comes up over a Texas backyard. But over the years, I saw many older patients who were doing what they thought was a healthy routine. They skipped sweets. They tried to walk more. They watched their portions, and yet their blood sugar kept creeping up. Sometimes the problem wasn't just what they were eating. Sometimes it was the way they started the day. A lot of folks over 60 wake up, head straight to the kitchen, pour a strong cup of coffee on an empty stomach, and think nothing of it. It feels simple, familiar, almost wholesome. But if you're dealing with pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, poor sleep, belly weight, afternoon fatigue, or that shaky, drained feeling after meals, that first cup may be working against you more than you think. And the good news is this. In many cases, you do not need to give up coffee. You may just need to be smarter about it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 most common coffee mistakes I've seen older adults make, why they matter more after 60, and
Before we talk about the right way to drink coffee, we need to talk about the mistake I've seen most often, and it usually happens within the first 10 minutes of waking up. The first mistake is drinking coffee too early, before your body is ready for it. When you wake up in the morning, your body is already doing a lot of work behind the scenes. It's raising alertness. It's helping your blood pressure come up a bit. It's releasing natural hormones to get you moving. That's normal. But when a strong cup of coffee is the very first thing that hits your system, especially after a night of fasting, it can make that stress response stronger. And in some older adults, that may lead to a bigger rise in blood sugar than expected. I've explained this to patients many times in plain language. Your body wakes up and says, "Let's get going." Then the caffeine comes in and says, "No, let's really get going." And for a body already dealing with insulin resistance, that can be too much all at once. Now, not everybody responds the same way. Some folks can drink coffee first thing and feel just fine, but many older adults cannot, especially if they already notice morning shakiness, feeling jittery before breakfast, a crash later in the morning, or high fasting blood sugar that seems hard to explain. I remember one gentleman who told me, "Doc, I'm barely eating anything wrong, but my numbers still aren't where I want them." When we went through his routine, there it was. Large black coffee before food, every single morning. That habit felt innocent to him, but his body was telling a different story. If your body is already under strain, timing matters.
But timing isn't the only issue. The second mistake is even more common, and a lot of good people make it because they think it's just a little something in their coffee. The second mistake is what goes into the coffee and what goes with it. A little sugar, a flavored creamer, a sweet pastry on the side, maybe a cookie in the afternoon. None of that seems dramatic in the moment, but over time, these small extras stop being small. I've had many patients tell me, "Dr. Sam,
I don't really eat dessert. And then we talk about their coffee routine, and it turns out they're having sugar in the mug, sweetened creamer, and maybe a muffin or crackers beside it. That's not just coffee anymore. That's a blood sugar event. And after 60, the body is often less forgiving. Muscles may not use glucose as efficiently as they once did. Sleep may already be lighter. Stress may hit harder. And extra sugar sneaks in faster than most people realize. Now, I'm not saying you have to make everything miserable. I'm saying this: if blood sugar is one of your concerns, simplicity becomes your friend. The simpler the coffee, the better. For many people, that means plain coffee, or coffee with as little added sweetness as possible. It also means paying attention to what you eat with it, because even if the coffee itself isn't the problem, pairing it with processed carbs often is. White toast with jam, sweet biscuits, filled pastries, sugary cereal bars. Those foods can turn a calm morning into a blood sugar roller coaster. And the older we get, the less we enjoy those roller coasters. Now, let's talk about the mistake many older adults never connect to coffee at all, even though it may be hurting them every single night. The third mistake is drinking coffee too late in the day. This one catches people off guard because many older adults say the same thing. Coffee doesn't bother me. I can drink it at 4 o'clock and still fall asleep. And maybe you can fall asleep, but that doesn't always mean you're sleeping well. One of the things I learned over decades in geriatrics is that sleep changes as we age. It becomes lighter, easier to interrupt, less restorative. And sometimes caffeine doesn't stop a person from falling asleep. It just steals the deeper kind of sleep their body needed. That matters because poor sleep and blood sugar often travel together. When sleep gets disrupted, the body tends to become more stressed, more inflamed, and less efficient at handling glucose the next day. So a late afternoon or evening cup may not seem like a big deal, but in some people, it quietly sets the stage for worse blood sugar the following morning. I've seen this especially in older adults who say, "I wake up tired. I'm up at 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't sleep deeply anymore. My sugar is always worse in the morning." Coffee may not be the only reason, but it can absolutely be part of the picture. So if you're over 60 and your sleep isn't what it used to be, protecting sleep may be one of the smartest blood sugar decisions you can make. So what's the smarter way to enjoy coffee after 60? Let me show you the routine I wish more older adults knew years earlier. Here's the good news. For many older adults, the answer is not stop drinking coffee. The answer is to drink it in a way that is gentler on the body. A better routine often looks like this. First, wake up and drink some water. Give your body a little time before caffeine hits. You don't need to sit around for an hour staring at the wall. Just don't make coffee the very first thing. Second, if you can, eat a little protein before your coffee. That might be a boiled egg, plain yogurt, cottage cheese, a small piece of cheese, maybe eggs and half a slice of toast. Nothing fancy. Why does that help? Because a little protein gives your body something steady to work with. It makes the morning less abrupt, less like slamming on the gas pedal with no engine warm-up. Third, keep the coffee simple. The more sugar, sweet flavoring, and processed add-ins you pile on, the less helpful that cup becomes. And fourth, try not to push coffee too far into the afternoon. If your sleep is fragile, and many people over 60 find that it is, earlier is usually better. This is not about perfection. It's about reducing friction. The body after 60 still wants balance. It still wants steadiness. It still responds to good habits. You just have to work with it instead of against it. And there's one more piece people often miss. Coffee works much better when it's not trying to do the whole job by itself. One of the biggest mistakes in health advice is acting like one single food or one single drink is going to rescue the whole body. It usually doesn't work that way. Coffee may be helpful for some people when used wisely, but it works much better inside a healthy pattern. That pattern is not complicated. Move your body regularly. You do not need a gym. A steady walk is enough for many people. 10 minutes after meals, 20 minutes around a block, a little gardening, a bit of housework done with energy and purpose. It all counts. Eat enough protein throughout the day. As we get older, muscle matters more than ever, and muscle is one of the best places for glucose to go. Protect your sleep as much as you can. The older body recovers during rest, not during stress. And keep your habits honest. Sometimes we say we're eating pretty healthy, but the daily routine tells a different story. Sugary coffee, late caffeine, processed snacks, not enough movement. Those things add up quietly. I'm a big believer in small corrections, not dramatic overhauls, not punishing diets, just honest, steady improvements. The older I get, the more I trust consistency over intensity. And that's especially true when it comes to blood sugar. Before we close, I want to leave you with one important reminder, because this is where wisdom matters more than enthusiasm. If you've been worried about your blood sugar, I want to say this clearly. Your body is not failing you. It's talking to you. Fatigue after meals, poor sleep, rising fasting glucose, that heavy, sluggish feeling in the morning. These are not signs that you're broken. They are signals that your body needs a little more support, a little less stress, and a little more steadiness. And sometimes that support begins with something as simple as changing the way you drink your morning coffee. Now, I do want to be responsible here. This video is not a substitute for your doctor's care. If you have diabetes, prediabetes, heart rhythm issues, acid reflux, anxiety, or sleep problems, it's wise to talk through changes with your physician, especially if you take medication. But do not underestimate the power of small daily habits. I've spent most of my life watching older adults do better, not because they found some miracle product, but because they made simple choices consistently. A calmer morning, a better breakfast, less sugar in the cup, less caffeine late in the day, a short walk, a little patience with the body. That's the kind of medicine life understands. If this video helped you, share it with someone you care about. A brother, a sister, a friend, a spouse, someone who drinks coffee every day and worries about blood sugar. And remember this, after 60, health is rarely about doing everything perfectly. More often, it's about doing a few important things wisely. I'm Dr. Sam Thompson, and from my garden here in Texas to wherever you're watching from, take good care of yourself. If you'd like, in the next video, I can show you the breakfast foods that quietly spike blood sugar after 60, even the ones many people still think are healthy. If this video helped you, leave a comment and tell me how you usually drink your coffee in the morning. And if you have a friend or family member trying to keep their blood sugar under control, share this video with them.